CEO Sundar Pichai announcing this big company reorganization in a new memo, consolidating teams to help develop AI products more quickly. But he also hinted at a new type of workplace culture for Google. Deirdre Bosa has the details in today's Tech Check. Hey, Dee.
Hey, Carl, good morning. So let me give you a bit of context. Google has really been the poster child of cuddly tech culture, kombucha on tap, masseuses on staff. That's the softer side of it. But also, for many years, it tolerated an openness for employees to bring social, political causes to work, mix ethics and business. Its founding mantra, even increasingly seeing a tougher Google and a tougher Sundar Pichai at the top, necessitated perhaps by this increasingly competitive race in AI. Pichai just sent a note to employees.
So a lot of people are treating this as if Google will stop being woke. I see this headline. If you Google it, you will notice that a lot of content creators are like, okay, so Google is not going to be woke now. Well, what does being woke means? Does that mean that when I'm going to actually search for something, I'm going to get the search results that I want rather than the search results that are being pushed onto me? Like even on YouTube, my entire recommended section is filled with nonsense, either trivial stuff or stuff that I have no interest in watching ever. Meanwhile, the people that I legitimately subscribe to, they rarely pop up in my feed. I gotta go manually and click on their videos while on their channel. And if you want to see what they do with the search engine, then use Google search engine to look for things within 2018. And you will see how easy it is to find stuff. Now try to find it for current year, and you'll notice the night and day difference, right? So when people say Google is woke, it means that it gives you woke search results. It means that they are tinkering with the algorithms, that they're tinkering with the way things work in order for you not to use it as a tool, but use it more as a pitch engine. The best example is with Google AI. Like you get to see it in Gemini, where they just flat out wouldn't depict white people, even if you ask them, like, show me the last 10 popes, and you'd have like a woman that's a black pope, and you'd have like black people that were pope, and you had an Asian pope, but it would just flat out refuse to make a white pope, even though historically speaking all popes were white. Same with if you ask Gemini to depict medieval European kings eating watermelon, that was very interesting, right? Like people were doing all these sorts of joke prompts. So when you ask, like, is Google going to stop being woke by changing that? The answer is no. I don't think so. I think this is their way forward. So what is it about? What do they mean that they're going to be less political and become more of a business? Well, they're talking about their corporate culture. They're talking about what happens inside behind closed doors. Now, back in 2018, I believe, there was this scandal with James DeMor. James DeMor was an engineer at Google, and this was happening during the peak of feminism. And feminism ideology was saying that men are keeping women down. So every single woman in the world is being kept down by men. Like, this is why women do not go into STEM. This is why women do not go into the science. It's because men are misogynistic pigs, and they just don't want women in the workplace. And you had all of these consultants and all of these people that would bombard people with letters trying to make you feel guilty, right? Like you're working in a cubicle and you happen to be a man. So you need to be feeling guilty. You need to be feeling that it's your fault that you have a job and you're bringing bread to your family at home. And you're not fired and you're not being replaced by someone else that has the correct gender. That was like the company mentality. Many companies in the US were just doing these things over and over to their employees. So you have James DeMor and he's saying like, well, actually, maybe I'm not keeping any woman down. Maybe I'm not a misogynistic pig, like it's being implied. Maybe women are just not interested into STEM. Like that is a possibility, right? Like not everyone is interested in becoming a firefighter. Not everyone is interested in becoming a soldier. Not everyone is interested in staying in a cubicle and crunching numbers all night. And, there are trends, like the marketing team, when they look at demographics, they say, well, this is how we market things for men. This is how we market things for elderly women. This is how we market things for Christians, right? Like that. You do have trends among demographics. Women are a demographic, and maybe their trend is particularly that they're not interested into coding as much as men are. And this caused James DeMor to get fired. Like, they automatically ousted him, because he's not fitting in with the corporate culture. Like, he's not saying the correct things. And this is what we mean by the corporate culture. This is what's happening inside, right? Like, everyone has to think this way. And at the time, like, feminism was heavily promoted. This was their corporate culture. Like, ideology is more important than business. Because James DeMor was actually a really good engineer. He was, by all means, coveted by many companies. But because he didn't have the ideology, he got fired. Now, the same ideology, which has evolved a little bit since 2018, has got 28 workers from Google to protest the $1.2 billion Israeli contract. So unlike feminism, which wasn't hurting their bottom line, this shit definitely is hurting their bottom line. So now they're going to be like, okay, well, no more ideology here. Everything is political, sure, but this is a little bit too political. So basically what I think will happen is that they will still promote diversity, inclusivity, and equity, because there was a rumor back in 2017. I don't know how many of you remember that, but there was this rumor that Google is firing the diversity officers. Like, it's not that they're firing people based on race or gender. No, it's just the diversity officers, the commissars. And immediately you had a couple of Democrats writing an open letter demanding Google to have answers. So I don't think like they can just stop being political as easy as you guys think. I don't believe that it's just like, oh yeah, one day the CEO woke up and he said, I'm going to depoliticize my company like Elon Musk. Even Elon Musk is not allowed to completely depoliticize Twitter. So I don't think that will happen. What will happen, however, is what's happening up until now. It's like we, the company, will tell you what politics you're allowed to think, what politics you must promote, and what politics you're not allowed to have. I mean, this was happening since 2016. It's surprising that people just noticed. Again, like the idea that, feminism was a radical movement that was grassroots and was coming. No, it was being promoted by the corporations because it didn't hurt their bottom line. And there are also studies that show that if employees do activism and they're championing various causes, they're less likely to ask for a raise. My jaw dropped when I saw those studies. But basically, the idea is that people want to advance. Like everyone wants to grow. So if people think that, oh, you're going out and you're having, this LGBT rally or something like that, and by your actions, you created a better space for LGBT folks in your country, many people will view that as evolving, as changing stuff for the better. So they will be less likely to focus on personal growth. And personal growth would mean going to your boss and asking for a raise. And now you experience personal growth. You're making more money. You can expand your house. You can bring more stuff to your family, right? And people just want to experience this growth. And companies realized, oh, well, we can channel it to frivolous activism that won't change anything. And we can make people feel as if they're making a change. And then they won't ask us for raises. I don't know if Google actually does that. I don't know if they're that cynical. They may or may not be, but many companies definitely are. Anyway, let me know what you guys think, and if you want to help me experience personal growth, there is a link into the pinned comment, which will take you either to my Subscribestar or to my live stream. If you sign up to my live stream, you get to see me live for some whatever reason, but my Subscribestar will give you the best buyer's remorse on the internet. So hopefully I'll see you guys there, and until later, take care.